Today, God wants me to tell you that your preparation is proof of your faith. How you prepare proves whether or not you believe what God has said. And this word is actually taken from the book of 2 Kings chapter 4. And this is a story of Elisha and the miracle of the oil. And if you don't know the story, I'm going to give you just a brief overview. And so there was this widow, and her husband died and left her in extreme debt. And the creditors actually ended up taking her sons as slaves in order to pay off the debt. And so the widow approached Elisha desperate for a miracle. And Elisha asked her, well, what do you have? And she said, all I have is a bottle of oil. And Elisha instructed her to go and gather all of the jars and the containers that she could from her neighbors. It didn't matter where, to go and gather those jars, to take them home and to pour that bottle of oil into those jars. And so she followed Elisha's instructions, and she poured that oil, and that one bottle of oil was able to fill all of the jars that she had. And the oil only stopped flowing when the last jar was full. And what God wants me to share with you today is that the miracle is His responsibility, but creating capacity for the miracle is our job. And what does that look like? I don't know what you are praying for, but I do know that it is your responsibility to prepare for that. Going back to this story, Elisha is the one who told her to go to the neighbors and gather the jars. Elisha in this story is representative of God. God has the answers as to how you can create capacity. He has the solutions of how you can prepare for what you're praying for. And so I'm encouraging you today, and God is encouraging you to seek His face on how you can create capacity. Seek His face on what your jars may be in your life, depending on the promise that you may have. For example, if you are praying for greater intimacy, if you are with God, if you're praying for an encounter with God, creating capacity looks like spending additional time in His Word. Creating capacity looks like cutting out your favorite TV show and sacrificing that time and giving it unto God, so that you are creating an environment that is conducive to having an encounter with God. And so today God wanted me to come on and just to tell you that it is your responsibility to create capacity. And so I urge you to seek His face, ask Him what creating capacity looks like in your life. And I'm so excited to see what God will do in your life and how He is going to show up and answer those prayers as we create capacity. And so I encourage you to gather as many jars as you can, so that when that oil starts flowing, those jars are filled and you are able to walk in the fullness of everything that you have been asking for. Not that the jars ran out before you reach the fullness of what you were expecting God for. And so, yeah, that's it. That's the word. I hope that it blessed you. I hope that you can take this back to God for confirmation and also for insight into what creating capacity means for you. I hope that you understood what I was trying to get across, and I hope that it blesses you. I pray that God gives you the wisdom, gives you the strategy, gives you the insight to create capacity in your life in this season. So be blessed and see you later.